Welcome and thank you for finding me online when you're searching how to buy a house and you have no money. How do I buy a house with no money? You need a little bit of money to purchase a home. For the down payment, maybe, but I'm going to tell you a program that does not require a down payment requirement, but you need funds for a closing cost, a home inspection and appraisal, and other various inspections if you want to do them. But you can buy a house across the United States. It doesn't matter. It's all territories are open for this. It's the area, though, in that state that needs to be approved. You can buy a house with absolutely no money for the down payment on the USDA home loan program. It's called the USDA-RD, Rural Development Program, that you can purchase a property with absolutely no money for the down payment. You do have to open up escrow called an EMD, an earnest money deposit, and that earnest money deposit can go towards your closing cost. But below, I'm going to have a link that's going to describe what the USDA program is, the available areas about the program. But it's a program worth your time to watch the video and see if you're interested in the USDA program. It's a great program. It's an underutilized program because a lot of people do not know that the USDA 100% purchase exists. That's where I'm glad you Googled how to buy a house with no money down or I'd have very limited money. The great thing about the USDA, well, there's tons of great things about the USDA, but this is the only purchase program that will allow you to finance the closing cost. The caveat is if you're purchasing a property for $300,000 and the property appraises for $310,000, we can utilize that $10,000 in equity to finance your closing cost. So you're purchasing it for $300,000. The $310,000 is the appraised value. You have that freed up equity that you can utilize towards the closing cost. So your loan amount's not going to be $300,000. It's going to be higher because we're going to finance the closing cost. It's a great interest rates, better than the conventional, better than jumbo. It's just as competitive with the other Govy loans like the VA and the FHA. So the interest rate's very, very competitive. No money for the down payment. There is a small upfront funding fee as well as a very small monthly mortgage insurance fee that goes along with the purchase amount. It has to be in approved lending areas. So all areas throughout the United States, in each state, each county has an approved lending areas. And below, like I said, watch the video below. It's going to go in depth on the USDA program. There's debt ratio requirements or income requirements. You must qualify, obviously, when it comes to debt ratio and the income and the purchase area. So below, there's a video on where to find these particular areas, video on what the debt to income ratio is going to be. There are income requirements. So if you're making $250,000, then this program is not for you, just for the fact that it's an income-driven program. So there are caps depending on how many dependents are going to live in a household. But you can purchase a property in the states that I'm licensed in, California, Arizona, and Utah, and pretty soon Nevada, I'll be licensed in. You can purchase a home in those 4 states with absolutely, and all the other states as well, with no money for the down payment. Stars align, financial closing costs. That's the only purchase program that will allow you to finance your closing costs is the USDA home loan program. So this is a great way to start your ownership. It may not be in an area that you want to buy in, but you're starting to own real estate. You can sell that property, equity's higher, and you can sell it, take that profit, go put it on another home that you want to purchase in the area that you want to be in. If this is your first home, it's not limited to first-time home buyer, so it can be your second or third purchase. You cannot own any other property at the time of closing. There is an asterisk next to that, so call me regarding that. And there's certain rules on owning that property, and you're going to purchase another one. But typically, a lot of people don't fit in that criteria where you can own a property and buy another one utilizing the USDA program. Typically, you cannot own another property at the time of closing. Be on title of another property, be on the note of another property. You have to be property free, if you want to call it. But it's not limited to a first-time home buyer. So you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to utilize this program. But if this is your first home, second home, this is not your long-term home. It's your first one. You're going to move up. You're going to move down. You're going to move to a particular different areas, different state. But this is a way to own property. There's no prepay penalty on these homes. A very low interest rate. This is a great way to look at home ownership when you're limited on funds. So below, I'm going to have a link on where you can learn about this property, about the USDA property. Click on the link. Several videos I'll have links to. Look at them all. Grasp the concept of the USDA. Do call me, though. I'd love to speak with you at 909-503-5600. Talk to you further about the USDA program. After you watch the videos and you're looking in those particular areas, I'd love to explore this program with you and see what we can get you qualified for based on your income and based on your credit. Based on your funds, too, because like I said, you're going to need a little something for the EMD, as well as the appraisal and as well as a home inspection. Home inspection is not required, but definitely highly recommended. Now, your seller, being that we're starting to transition into, remember, the videos before, if you listen to me, there's either a seller's market or a buyer's market. Those are the only two markets we have. Right now, we're starting to transition into a somewhat buyer's market that can ask for some closing costs, that can ask for particular items because of a seller. Right now, the rate environment, these sellers can't sell like they did a year ago. So the buyer today can ask the seller, hey, pay for my closing costs. So $300,000 or whatever the purchase amount is, no money for the down payment. Let's say we need $6,000, $7,000 for closing costs because you got to have an escrow account, which pays your property tax, your homeowner's insurance inside your mortgage payment. You say, I need $7,000. You ask the sellers for $7,000. They'll pay for your closing costs. And guess what? The earnest money deposit, you get that back. If we don't need any of that money, you're going to get that money back. So you essentially, in some areas, have bought a home for about $1,000 for the appraisal, depending on the available appraisal availability in that particular area. If it's real rural area, it might cost more for a typical appraisal than it would in a suburb of a metropolitan area, and a home inspection. So you can purchase property for about $1,000 or below in today's environment on the USDA program. So seller can pay for your closing cost. The equity in the home, if it appraises higher, can pay for your closing costs, and you have no money down. But this is the best affordable way to purchase a property if you are limited on funds. They must be in approved areas. You may not like the area, but if it's an area that you're open to, by all means, let's explore this a lot further. Thank you very much for taking the time out to listen to me. Remember, like, share, comment, but below I'm going to have links in the description of this video and podcast below that you can click on to learn more about the USDA program. Thank you very much for taking the time out. My name is Nathan Rufty. Have a great day, and I look forward to speaking with you. But remember, like, share, comments, give me a thumbs up on this video and podcast. Have a great day.